Okay, good afternoon slash evening, depending on what time zone you are in. Welcome to day 4 of Open Ed Week. My name is Jennifer. I am the Director of Outreach, Engagement, and Development for LibreTexts. And I'm super excited. Today we have Christina Moon, who is here to talk about a brand new feature that we have in our LibreText Adapt homework platform called Discuss It. And without anything further from me, it's all you, Christina.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. I know it's late. I'm very late for some of you. And I we I'm gonna introduce myself, but we're gonna also I'm gonna go through the slides as fast as I can to just showcase what we have. And then we have a demo site where you would, and Delmar, why are you here? Oh,
I'm
but
waiting.
you're waiting. Okay. Just want to make sure that we're doing this right. Make sure that you are on time though for your or the appointment. So we do have a demo site where you, even without an account, you'll be able to explore what this is and record and hear some of the recordings that have my team and even Denmark record. So you kind of have a glimpse of what this new tool looks like. So I'll start with myself. So my name is Cristina Moon. I teach Spanish at Chabot College. That's in Hayward, California. So the Bay Area right across from San Francisco. I'm the World Language Coordinator and also the OER ZTC Coordinator, dealing with all the ZTC grants that we have here in California, for at least for my college. Um, so I do want to explain how this all got started. I've been using OER for my Spanish courses since 2023. All 4 levels, transfer levels of Spanish are 100% ZTC. We're using OER. My team and I have been creating pretty much nonstop the last 5 years, one project after another. And then right now we're actually going back to our first project and working on Entrada Libre as a revision. And so at this time, all my students are able to complete the entire series. All ZTC students have access to all the content on the first day of class, including the homework platform, which is Adapt through Canvas without paying for books. And I'll share the slides, and Jennifer has a link to the slides. You can share that at the end. But I did include the link to all the remix. So if you're interested, anybody here doing Spanish, or do you know people that are doing Spanish, you're welcome to share the content and look at the remixes that have been done in LibreText. But we're here to talk about this new cool thing. But before that, I want to see view her and or use any of these platforms, either VoiceThread, Flip or Flipgrid, Padlet, Extemporo, or Canvas discussions with Studio. Anybody use any of these? No, none of them? Anybody know what they all have in common? No? They are all used for you can put it for group work, you can put it like that. They have a voice component. VoiceThread is the license that we have at Chabot. And for French and Spanish courses, we've been using this the last 4 years. Um, so think about a way to have students discuss, talk about, they could post videos, audio, group work that could be done asynchronously online. So like a discussion board, but with voice and video, and you can also have text. So that is kind of where this all started. VoiceThread is a very expensive license. Even within our college, only Spanish and French have it. And we are down to 1 year left of our license, and we are not gonna renew it. And I approached Delmar last summer, since we have all this ZTC money, as we were preparing to work on a conversation OER for Spanish, how we can have something like this in Adapt as an OER that students could access the same way that they're accessing our homework. They could also access this tool as part of the assignment. And so that started in June, I think, of last year. And then within a month or two, we already had something going on, a pilot. And I believe we launched it at the end of fall of last year. So we are super excited that we are able to share it now. So Discussit is an extension of the LibreText Adapt homework platform. So LibreText, if you have gone to all the sessions this week, is one of the largest repositories of OER, and they also have Adapt. And within Adapt, there are more than 300,000 questions that you can go and grab. There are collections, like the Spanish collections, but there are also, questions. So you can do a discipline-specific search, like biology, and all your biology type of questions will show up. But if you are looking for collections, like around a book that have been created, then you can just grab the entire collection and just start using it. So for Spanish, we created, between the 2 years, we created about 2,200, 2,300 questions. So there's plenty of material there. And so what is ADAPT? ADAPT has, and I'm not going to go, this is not an ADAPT session, but I just wanted to introduce ADAPT because that's where Discussit is. So ADAPT is an online homework platform that has auto-graded and non-auto-graded activities. There are questions using different platforms like H5P, MyOpenMath, WebWork, and the native questions. So these are the questions that were created within ADAPT. And that is, Discussit is one of these, is a native ADAPT questions. So ADAPT can be integrated into an LMS like Canvas or Blackboard with full grade integration, or it could be run independently. I know that Delmar doesn't like LMSs, so he uses ADAPT as the LMS, runs the course from here. So within ADAPT, there are, you can say, two different sets of oral assessment, if you can think of it like that. One is more like an individual. So if you want to assess students at an individual level, this had existed before Discussit. These are non-auto grade questions because obviously you want to hear the students speak whatever you want to have them record, and then you have to go in, and there's a way to do it auto-graded, but I do go in and check that they actually answer the questions. So you have these one-on-one type of assessments. So students, whatever prompt or video that you give them, they record, and then you are the only one that will hear back. Then you have, this is the newest one, the group oral activity, you can put it like that, right? These are the new Discuss It question type, where instructors can create threaded discussions of text, audio, or video, where students are submitting those. So that is the topic of this webinar, the group one. But I do want to show that, for example, this is the one-on-one. For the Spanish collection, we call them hablemos, let's speak, and escuchemos, where you listen. And this is kind of a screenshot of what it looks like. You have, and this one was set for audio recording, no video, but audio. You have this microphone, you click on it, and we gave them a prompt and a model, and they have to answer that. They press, they record, they play back, they like it, submit, as easy as that. There's also an option to upload MP3 files. And this also works in mobile devices, which is great. So they could use their phones, or they could use, an iPad to record. And this side, it's how it will look on the instructor side, on the grading side. So you will have a little screen of what the question was. In this case, it's actually a video that we have created. They have to watch and answer the questions. And you can provide a feedback. It could be a text, or you could also record your feedback. Put the score. If you put full score, then they get full credit, or if you want to deduct points, you can do it from here. So basically, you listen to it, you assess, and then you can put feedback. Now, since my course has the Canvas integration, the moment I put the grade right here, it shows up in the Canvas gradebook. So I've been using this for at least, let me see, 4 semesters. So it's working out great, and actually, students really like it. So when we introduced this last semester, I was really excited to see how students will respond to this. So like I said, we launched Adapt. In Adapt, discuss it officially at the end of 2024. We were piloting it in some courses to see that things were working and the features that we wanted were actually working out. So Adapt supports student engagement by enabling threaded text, audio, and video responses. So again, if you think of a discussion board, this is like a discussion board super size, because you can have text, you can have audio, and you can also have video, and you can check whatever you want. In my case, I don't need text since we have discussions in Canvas. So I only have audio and video responses turned on. Um, the next thing that is probably the best part of this, and is even better than what VoiceThread offers, is the auto captioning and auto transcription. Um, Even with the paid subscription that we have with VoiceThread, the auto caption is not part of the license that we have. We have to pay extra actually if we were to do that. And they don't even have it for foreign languages. So they only do it for Spanish. So the auto captioning is not an option in a tool like VoiceThread, but here it is. And I'll have to tell you a little more about the captioning and how good it is. So this discuss it. So if you can imagine how powerful the student-to-student interaction. Remember I showed you the one-on-one where student records and then you listen. But this is to kind of create the environment where students could talk to each other. You can put them in groups, but the idea is to have those interactions. So you can think about any discipline I would think could take advantage of this type of form where students are able to talk to each other asynchronously. Um, and I think the power of this cassette is that has that type of interaction where students could come in at any time and leave messages to each other while you are, on yours and you're assessing how they are performing. So here is a screenshot of one of our discussed. Again, you can choose the type of audio video what you want. It's a new type of question in Adapt. Um, the auto captioning and auto transcription. So here you can see the caption. So obviously you can turn on the caption right here, and then you have the transcript that you can click. What's nice about this is as is playing, it highlights. So if you want to go to a specific area, and jump in, it will jump to that area, to that spot right away. And in terms of the accuracy, I would have to say it's one of the most accurate ones, even for Spanish, where we have difficulty having accurate transcriptions and captioning done. I have found, I think, one mistake, and it was a name that it had misspelled, but has been pretty much, for example, for this one, I don't think I had to go back and edit. It was perfect how it was. Even the Kamui name right here, it spelled it correctly. Um, it is using OpenAI's Whisper technology to do the captioning and transcription. So if you know what that is, I just know that that's what they use. And it's currently available in many languages. Another nice thing that we discovered when we were piloting this is, let's say you have a recording that is 2 minutes. Yes, you can listen to the entire 2 minutes of a student's response, or you can go and look at the transcript and get an idea of what they said without having to listen to the entire 2 minutes. What we discovered is that if the student mispronounces something, it will show up in the transcript. So for us, for in languages where we want to go and to say, oh, maybe you could work on that, or you could actually leave comments based on the transcript that shows up here. So that was a happy surprise. And this is an example of what type of collaborative work. So I decided to have students create a chain story. Imagine a story where, you give them an image. So the students in this case, they would choose an image. There are 5 groups, I believe, in this one. And the first person comes in, starts the story. Second person comes in, listens to the first person, and continues the story. This was a lot of fun. And actually, this one, I have the screenshot of this one because it turned out to be one of the most popular stories that students wrote. And it continued. And the first person came in, named all 3 little kids in the story and the setting. And then the second person came in and continued the story. And obviously, the last person is the one that would have to go back and listen to all the recordings of that story to end it at the end. Um, so this was a lot of fun, and I couldn't imagine doing something like this in any other platform. I mean, I guess you could have it as a discussion forum, but to have that oral component where students come in and just narrate the story as they go. And they were practicing the 2 past tenses in Spanish, so pretérito and imperfecto. So it turned out to be really, really cool, and I learned a lot about choosing the right images. I realized that students gravitate towards specific ones. Um, in this webinar, we're not going to go into actually creating, but I just wanted to include some slides on how easy it is to set it up, how to create an assignment in Adapt. These are kind of the type of settings that you could have. And you will choose, remember I told you it's a native question, it's a discuss it question. And creating a discuss assignment is as simple as putting the prompt in the text. And if you have a video that you want them to watch as part of the assignment, you upload the media and it shows up right there. Now, if the media, it's yours, if these are your videos, for example, the captioning will be done automatically. But if it is a third party like YouTube, the captionings will be coming from the YouTube, not from Adapt. These are some of actually it's a screenshot of the new settings in Discuss-It. You could have students divided by groups. So think about in Zoom, you have breakouts, right? And you could have like automated breakouts where you have people, you tell them you want 4 groups, and then randomly people are picked to go to those. So you can do the same thing. You can tell it how many groups, and you could have it like that. Or you could have students go. In my case, I have them go alphabetically. Group 1 is A through Z, D to, L is second group, and so on. You could choose a language, if you want it auto-graded or not. Now, here's is cool. If you have all the completion criteria set and you have the auto grade set, as long as the students meet all the criteria right here, it will give them the grade without you having to go in. So it's up to you if it is more of a completion type of thing, more than if a student completed one discussion thread, answer one, comment, and so on, number of seconds and all that. If they completed all the things that you had checked, then students will get a grade. In my case, I have it as non-auto graded. And again, type of responses. So here is also where you decide how you want the students to respond. You could have it, as you can see, I don't have the text turned on, but if I had it on, it will show up another box where it will give me like how many minimum words. Like they have to, their responses have to be at least 10 words, for example, and that would be one criteria that you have it checked. Since I have video and audio, it gives, I just put 30 seconds, but maybe you wanted more than 30 seconds. And here's a screenshot of if you wanted to integrate it into Canvas. This is an LTI. It comes out as an assignment. So if you know what that is, you create an assignment, then you go into external tool. And if you have the LTI, Adapt will show up as an external tool. Now, if you have the next one, which is the API, and for Chabot, we finally got it as of yesterday, the API. So I'm extremely excited that it works. We don't have to do the assignments anymore. The API integration lets you basically mirror anything that you have in Adapt. Will just show up in Canvas. So we skip all this. We don't have to do this anymore. More on this cassette. This is coming very soon, which I'm very excited when it comes out. It's a rubric. There will be a rubric integration on assignments that you'll be able to, complete it, and then that is part of the criteria as you grade these assignments. There is a next webinar that will be giving out for the ASCCC OERI webinar here in California. It will be on Wednesday, April 16, from 3 to 4. And in this one, we are hoping to have other examples besides Spanish to come and talk about how they are using it. Now, I spoke with Delmar earlier today, and he has been testing it out in his chemistry class. So I'm sure if you're able to do it in a chemistry class, are able to do it in any other discipline where you have students talk. So how Delmar explained it, unless Delmar, can you speak? Or maybe should I go just ahead and do it? Are you just listening? I'll just go ahead
I'm, I'm just listening. I guess I can speak. Can you hear me?
yes.
So the idea behind this infrastructure is to facilitate peer-to-peer interactions, such that students can learn from their peers. And that is not a unique modality or pedagogy, just Spanish as a second language, but could be used in basically most, if not all, courses out there in academia. And using it in chemistry was one example. Not necessarily in order to hone pronunciation or other skills, but just to be able to converse, have the students converse on specific topics. In this case here, what we did is we took I have a very large class, I have a pseudo large class, it's about 122 students. And what ADAPT does is it cuts them up into individual groups of 5 people each, 5 students each. And I give them a problem. The problem is a hard problem. And the intent is for them to be able to go together and work on the problem moving forward. We will be changing this a little bit in order to provide prompts by the instructor, by myself, in order to guide that sort of as a scaffolding based approach instead of asking questions after the fact. but it's been very rewarding. Students actually like playing around with this a bit more than they would do with other problems because it's not something that they typically encounter. And while I don't have any solid assessment that shows that they are learning from that, because they're able to express and articulate their thoughts and communicate with each other on the topics, I believe that it does increase their learning of it. I'm very excited about it. So I'll step away.
Thank you. Thank you, Delmar. So now, if you have not created an account, because that is what you're going to need eventually, and not for the demo, but here is how you will register for a Libre One account. You need an instructor account that will give you access to Adapt. And you can go to this is the dashboard, how it looks like, but you can also search for type of questions. So you can go and search for discuss it questions only. So you can have an idea on how discuss it would look like. And right now there's only Spanish. So learn some Spanish on the way. There are webinars that we have done for the OERI. I done some of these. The Spanish ones, those are all mine. There's also on remixing, OER, H5P, the LibreText. This one is the YouTube link, I think, where you will have access to other recordings. And now we get to the demo. So you could use the QR code or I'm gonna actually step back and give you since we are all on Zoom. I put it on Zoom and that will give you access to the demo. Okay, and if you go to the demo, that's demo right there. Oh, I think I need to stop and to share the audio. I'm gonna start again. In the meantime, as people been able to access the site? Yes? Yep. Okay, great. So I have in this demo, this assignment has 1, 2, 3, 5 discuss assignments. So this is the first one. This one is in English. I created one in English so that, those of you that are not into Spanish, you can have another one. But I gave different examples of the type of things, not so much of the content, but the type of this is kind of like the chain story, remember that I showed. And I have another one on, this is a video. This is actually a short film where they have to watch the video and respond. And this one is also, this one is a YouTube video where they have to go in and respond. So let's go and check out the Spanish one. For this one, students have to, and the first page was more of an example, but they needed to choose a topic. If they wanted to talk about food, they would respond in this group, right? If they want to talk about people, was here, tourism was here, and so on. So I'm just going to show the tourism one. And since I made this one, you can see.
¿Sabían que desde Tarifa uno puede ver la costa norte del continente de África? Así que si pueden ver en esta imagen, están las montañas. Pueden ver, eso es África, las montañas de África. Desde Tarifa, que esté de este Mediterráneo, de este lado, con el mar.
I think this is awesome. You can jump. See, if I want to hear that, I just jump to that and
Vayan
the audio goes
a
exactly
Tarifa.
where,
Hay muchos lugares muy bonitos alrededor de Tarifa.
And I don't think I had to do anything to this transcript. It was pretty much perfect, I think. So that's one. And then you would have Alejandro recorded this one.
Gracias, Cristina, por tu video. sobre Tarifa. Me encanta España y me encantaría visitar esta ciudad.
Right? So you kind of get the idea. So I did the first one. Alejandro came in, left that, and then I had another comment.
Hola. Sí, el impacto del turismo en España
That's
es muy
Hugo responding to that. Let me just show you this one. I created this one about a perfect weekend getaway. Imagine that you're helping a friend plan a weekend getaway, need to choose the best destination to visit, consider different factors, activity, attractions, cost, and so on. So the first recording, you need to answer these. Second recording, you need to listen to a post from one of the students and then provide a comment or ask a question about what they're recommending. So we have one.
Hola, buenos días. Good morning. One of the not traffic, of course, and there are many things to do there if you like this.
Alejandro is recommending Palm Spring as a weekend getaway. Any questions so far? I know I'm like putting all these things. Any do you think it's useful? I'm really excited, but I was behind this trying to come up with a platform that I think it will help beyond the languages, which because I do obviously this works for our language classes, but I think it will be interesting to see how you can use it in math, how you can use it in psychology, where you have students working groups, and now with AI being a big disruptor in our work. Yes, I guess you could have students use AI to record, but it will be much harder. I would think if you have them, they have to show their faces to record some of these things, and also gives it it personalizes. It's not just text. So let me see, what else did I put in here? Do we have something? Oh, this one, it was a perfect restaurant for a birthday party. So imagine that you're organizing a birthday party for your friend, what type of food, restaurant, and then we have somebody recommending Whole Box in LA. Wayne, question?
Uh, I I'm sorry. I'm a little bit off topic. I logged into your course and I'm following along. You said at the beginning of the presentation there's a way to see all the questions, 100,000 questions that you can
Oh,
import and choose from. I'm
yep.
sorry, I couldn't figure that out either from looking at your course or from my own Libra One login. Oh, it's under search courses
Mhm.
under the dashboard.
Dashboard, go to search questions. It's not off topic, but it's not an adapt or webinar, but I can at least I can show you. Now
Oh, okay.
the thing is that these are the public questions. There are also hidden questions behind the scene that have not been made public for many reasons, whether they're still working on it or not. From here, you can choose the technology. For example, I'm just looking at adapt native questions, right? And I just want to see discuss questions. Do that, and it will give me 45 questions that are public, that are discussed questions, and of course, they're all in Spanish. But
Uh,
here's the cool thing about it, okay? And then I'm not, so you can, this is Guantanamera. So if you're interested, you like it, you can put a heart that adds it to your favorite. So kind of like your shopping list of things. And then once you bring it into your course, you can clone the activity and redo it. After you clone the activity, you can do whatever you want from it. You can make Guantanamera in French if you want. The whole activity in French and just change it. You can keep the videos, you can keep whatever you want, but you cannot change the original because you are not the original author. But the moment you clone the activity, you are kind of like what happens with a remix. You are branching out and you are creating a different version of the original. Sandra, hola.
Hello. My language is French, not Spanish, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. This will work. Oh, it will be great. I know that I don't think there's any French, but you can see you can do the same thing for French for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. My question is, can this do like what Conversify does, where if you have a native person talking to students and you have back and forth discussion, right?
Yeah.
Natural back and forth discussions like that. Can you do that here or no?
Well, Conversify, as far as I understand, it's you have people talking to other people. This will be more of a you could put stuff in there, but it's not interactive in the way that you are thinking.
Mm.
Um, I'm looking into a chatbot where we can use AI to have. Remember when I mentioned that we are looking into creating a conversation OER? So these are kind of components of what we would like to have in a conversation OER. The whole point is to talk and practice oral skills. So this is one. And we're looking into some type of AI chatbot where students would have around an OER topic, students will be able to practice I don't know, the chapter vocabulary. But
Right.
it's not like Conversify where you actually have a human behind it. That is expensive. So we won't be able to sustain that on, at least in my college.
Thank you.
Christina, there's a couple questions in the chat from Marty.
Yeah, I'll say it. I just don't
Okay.
want to interrupt while we were doing it. Yeah. Again, I came a little late and I teach math, so I really want to, well, I started doing video quizzes in my online classes and explanations and so this looks like it could work for that, but
Yeah.
just some logistical things. I had questions about the new comment, new thread, kind of the difference in your comment. Was yours an instructor comment or a student comment in the demo?
Okay, so that's a great question. Now, because this is a demo site, everybody, it doesn't have, as you can tell, there's no name because everybody's anonymous. And we made it on purpose. So anybody without an account could come in and do this for this webinar. All these would have people's name, like the student's name. Imagine that. Now, within the setting, so remember, these are the groups. This is right now is in Spanish. Um, a comment is it's the first one. So but that would be, for example, this part, recording. These are the questions you have to answer, and that will be a new threat, right? Because you're starting a new kind of box with my answers. Then the comment will go underneath that as a response to this. So if somebody comes in and wants to comment on this recording, this was, I think was Alejandro talking. So I could go in there and leave a comment. I could do audio right here and said, oh, excelente recomendación, Alejandro. Save it. I don't know if it actually worked, but that probably I did it too short too. So now it shows that it's kind of like a nested underneath that one because my comment was for Alejandro's posting right here. But if I want to create a new thread coming in to answer these questions, that will be here. So that's kind of the short version of it. Then remember when I said if you click on text, you can also put the number of words. So if I turn that on, it will there'll be 3 options for the student to respond.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. I was trying to click through the examples up on top to find a text generated one. Because again, I'm using the context of your old Canvas discussion board where
Yeah.
you audio, video, and text,
Mhm.
but the setup's a little different. But so we can do that. And I'm still a little confused about the thread, meaning that I understand the nesting of it, but I just don't know how it looks within this space. It looks like it could get kind of convoluted a little bit, maybe if it's a thread, meaning it's maybe different than what a Canvas thread is, right? You have the same conversation, you have the same task, and then they
Yeah, and just follows them. Yes.
each
So
person
that
has
I will play with this, and what I would suggest is to group, have smaller groups. And Delmar mentioned he has a class of 120 students. So imagine it will be crazy if you have all of them in one page. So I would say groups of 5 will be ideal. So there will be a lot of conversation going on within that group. Will be good to see. It If you have another idea on how you would like this to look, you can always click on support and add request a feature. So that's the beauty of LibreText. They are very open about adding features, and I already added another request. As we are testing it out, we'll see what's needed. So it'll be great to have a math example. So Marty, if
Yeah,
you
I
could
got some. No, no, I've
think
been.
of something.
This looks really good. And just one last clarification, the demo the demo assignment we have, that's uh, an adapt assignment. You just put in 5 or 6 discuss it things within that
Correct.
assignment, which you
Correct.
probably wouldn't do. You probably would only have an assignment with
One.
discuss it,
One.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely, I would just have one. This will be all different weeks. Like this will be have been a week 1, week 2. There are different ways. You wouldn't because that would be crazy. Yeah, that would just have one um per week if that is how you want to do it. And depending on the assignment, it could be a 2-week, assignment where you have, part 1, part 2 divided. It would be great to have other disciplines try it because I think as more people try it, you will see what could be done. But looking at what it's already doing, I mean, we love the fact that the auto captioning, I can't say enough about how great it is and not have to worry about going back and editing all the punctuations, all the accents that are missing, or all these things. It would be really cool. Sandra, if you could try it in French, I would love to see. It works great in Spanish and English as also too. But you have to make sure that when you do the setting to choose the right language, because if you put it in Spanish, you know what it did? I just realized because I had it all in Spanish and I didn't even think about that. This video was in English, but it translated to Spanish pretty accurately, though. It is quite accurate, but Alejandro actually does it in English.
Hola,
And it was saying it in
buenos días, good morning. One of the places that I would recommend
See?
for a weekend getaway is Palm Springs.
Oh no.
Palm Springs, it's
It's
about
French?
2 hours from Los Angeles,
Is it me
if
or
there's
was
no
it
traffic, of
in
course.
Spanish?
And
That's strange. But make sure to choose the right language. That's I'm gonna say that because I think it uses that to produce the caption and the transcription. That's the translate math. I don't know, Marty. I think you have to try to see. Think about Marty, where do you teach?
At Santa Ana College.
We were there. Did you come?
I was there. This is
You were there. Okay. So we gotta talk because I need examples of non-Spanish examples to do this. And maybe you can help me with the webinar that, the one that I mentioned, the one on April 16th.
Sure.
I'm recruiting you to give me a discuss type of assignment for math. I think it will be I talked to some of my faculty at my college to see, could you use it to have students solve a problem, discuss how they got to the solution and walk through, not just give me the answer, but, how did you come up with the answer and record that. So,
Yeah.
yes, Marty, think about that. Wayne?
Sorry, I apologize. I'm just on search questions. I'm only getting a little blue circle that goes around and around and around and around. I can't get to what you see on the screen. I get just that, but nothing after that. I don't get what
You don't
comes up
get,
on your screen with the
okay.
225,000 questions.
Huh. And you're logged in.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
It's been going around like that for since I last asked the question. You don't have to answer it now. I'm
No.
just mentioning it because we have support staff
Uh-huh.
online, and maybe it doesn't like my browser or Firefox latest version. Maybe I should use something else, or
Let's see. You can do a support ticket.
okay.
I can point
Okay.
that out,
That's
but
what I would recommend.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
um,
fine.
and
That's what I'll
then
do.
click, yeah, do that. Where are you and
I
where
can
did
show
you?
you, I can share my screen and show you that it's been going around for 30 minutes.
Are you using Chrome?
No, it's using Firefox, open source.
Do you know
Do you
if
want me to
it's,
not use Firefox and use Chrome?
do you know, Jennifer?
Well, the remixer works best in Chrome.
Yeah, I
I
only
don't
use Chrome. Can you try it on Chrome, Wayne?
Sure.
the Will mention that with support.
That doesn't, is that a long-term strategy? Okay. A long-term
Well,
strategy,
no,
not working with not working with
I was
Firefox, but needs Chrome. Oh,
I
let me
was
try
just
it.
trying to say that when you click on support,
Yeah,
on
tell
the
them
page
that.
where you need help, it will automatically capture the URL, which is
Right.
useful. So, for example, if you're in a library and something's not working, instead of like opening a new window and going to support.libretext.org, if you click it from that page,
Okay.
we'll capture that information automatically, which is helpful for our support team.
Fantastic.
I am not
I'll try
support
it now.
team. I am forward facing, people facing, non-tech facing, so I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. And I don't know why Remixer has always worked best in Chrome. It just has. I
No.
Okay.
I'm
That's good to
wondering
know.
if I'm wondering if Adapt is the same thing. But Wayne, I only use Chrome, so I wouldn't know. But when you submit the support ticket, it would be good to find out if that is the reason why it's doing this circle thing. But if you can, try to log in using Chrome.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
We tell our students to use Chrome for Canvas also, so I only use that. But you should be able to see this if you get to it, and then search by technology and the type of questions. So it's like native questions. Let me check. How many questions are there? Like there are 28,000 questions that are native type questions. And from here, you should be able to do, like, I don't know, they can do Spanish, and then should give me all the Spanish questions, supposedly. Like, do we have any other questions about the demo or
Is that site just going to be up, Christina? Demo? Is it just
the
going to
demo is up.
just going to be
Now,
live or
it is
okay.
live and anybody could use it. So that's the reason why we have it. So
Okay.
anybody without an account could just go in and take a look at it. I also have demos for the other stuff that we created. So people without access to the account, kind of
Okay.
like a preview, so you can go get an account afterwards.
Right.
So,
Okay.
um,
Thank you.
other things.
And you can you send me that link separately?
Of the demos?
Yeah, just so I can
Okay,
push
sure.
that out.
And so again, there will be more presentations. I believe LibreText will do it too. I'm in charge of this one. So Marty, I'll see if I could get a math one for this one. Are you available this day?
I'll look at things possibly. I don't have anything in Adapt or Discuss It yet. Obviously, it's all in Canvas, but I've used video quizzes, and I have some thoughts about how I want to include that where they do reflections on on written work for online classes. That's what I've been. But so it's probably easy to convert, but I don't have anything
Yes.
listed yet.
That's exactly what I did. I had all my VoiceThread assignments and I just put them and I actually upgraded some of them because I figure, now I have all these other things I could do in Discuss It. So most likely you do have assignments. Everybody has some type of group activity. That's what you're trying to do here. And then you can start from that and then you can, be creative and add other things. Um, but I'm hoping that even people that don't care about homework, don't care about, multiple choice or any fill in the blanks question, that people would come because of Discuss It. Because this feature, it's you have to pay a lot of money to get VoiceThread or something similar that is not even as good. Um, and then Flip, if you use Flip or Flipgrid, that as it was doesn't exist anymore. And you can do it in discussions in Canvas, but it's not gonna look the same. You can use Studio, but it's still not the same as easy. I mean, you saw it. I mean, that's the point of the demo. You can go in, click, even with your phone, and record from anywhere and post it. As easy as you try it. You can go ahead and try it yourself. And so if you find it easy, then it should be okay for students too.
Okay, Christina. So that I think you just answered that question. I was lingering is that they can use the Adapt once the Adapt app is ready. They can use they can
Anything from there, yes.
make
So
videos.
you could, again, you could have anything. You can use any of those adapt questions that are there, or you can create, any type of fill in the blank questions. But the same way that it is a question type. So if you go to my questions, you can grab any of your questions, but you can also create and just use Discuss It in this.
Okay, so they can then use their phone or their
Mm-hmm.
device to capture their video versus not on a computer.
Correct.
And then I didn't see, was there a screen capture option or no? I know that could be maybe more difficult to do.
Um, Not yet. Put that as a request. I want that too.
Yeah, because I use that with, they
Yeah,
have math up and they explain certain things about their problem
yeah.
solving. Okay.
See, Delmar is putting it on the chat. But what I did, remember the video I showed about the city, Tarifa? What I did is I made a recording using Camtasia to capture the screen. Students could do Zoom, remember, because you are able to not only record as it is from there, you could also upload MP3 and MP4. So students technically could use their computer, do a Zoom recording of the screen and whatever, have it as a file and just upload the file. Um, Hopefully that could be all part of, Discuss It in the future, but you can do it right now. I mean, that's what I did for my video. I wanted to have images and I recorded that as an MP4. But here, I mean, these are the native questions that you can find. You can do all. You can see all the different type of adapt questions. And so if you haven't checked these out, there are some really cool ones besides the usual, multiple choice, fill in the blank. Select choice is like a drop-down menu. This came from the nursing program, bow tie and other things that, but there is that too. But Discuss It is just another question type. So you put in instructions here, upload media, add text is setting up your groups. So if I add a text, it will be like, group one, just saying, and then that creates, oh, I need to put something in group one. So that created kind of the first slide. But you can upload media. You can put in different things. Oh, it's grabbing stuff from my. You can put in a PowerPoint if you want in there, or Yeah. Um, yeah, I could go on and on about different things you can do in Adapt. But I hope that this as the first kind of taste of what the possibilities are in with this new tool. You can go and try it out for your own courses. And what I would suggest is try it as an extra credit. That's what I did, right? And see students really enjoyed it in my class because we weren't able to do these type of things and then the captioning was awesome. And the grading was easier than I thought too because I had access to the transcript as well.